getting dicey.
Okay. Sound. All right. Morley, you were the first to jump through into that teleportation circle, and you appear on the in the Burgomaster's mansion's attic. Ismark leaning up against the door gives you a smile, and you can see some of their small skeletal cats sort of smooching around it, like rubbing up against Ismark's leg, and he's holding one and patting it as well. One by one, Casimir, Esmeralda, and Petrina just appear behind you in the room. American as well into existence. Bill and his guardian come walking through, and the guardian just drops through the process of this teleportation. The skull sort of appears as a separate entity next to the guardian, and it just crashes through a section of the wall of the attic, just blowing out the wall as it lands on the attic flooring. American saunters through, and then soon enough, Baron and his 6 skeletons all pop into existence inside this attic. This attic is very cramped now, especially with this enormous skull having punched a hole through one of the walls. And you can hear sort of the nightlife coming through from outside. It is 3 in the morning, around that time at this point. I think the one thing that we need to be a little concerned about, Baron, is your skeletons. Because they last for about 24 hours under your control, correct?
Yes.
And how long has it been? When was the last time that has been triggered?
I do it every at night time.
And with the whole getting into the church and then being distracted and moving out, I don't believe we've had that occur.
Oh no, pretty sure I spent my yeah, I did. I haven't had enough spells.
Okay, I don't remember that occurring, but that's okay. If you say that as it has occurred, you've ticked that spell slot off, then that's all
I
good.
used like a 5th and a 4th to do it.
Right. What was how many
Maybe not a 5th.
I'm just trying to think, because the teleportation circle, that's a 5th level spell as well, right? You've done that twice?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But I get if with a short rest, I just get one back, like a 5th level spell slot or something. So, okay. But they're both used currently.
Cool. Yeah, that would have been to get in and out of Ravenloft.
Yes.
Right.
Is it a separate cast? Is it a separate cast to get in and out?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, what do you need to? You just need a 4th and a 5th to get all of your skeletons under control.
I need a few 3rds, if anything. Right. I've got 2 3rd levels and 3 4th levels.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. Okay,
what time is it?
It's about 2-3 in the morning.
Oh. Oh wait. But I would have done it when we were at the church, when it was nighttime, right? And it hasn't been 24 hours since then.
Not since then. I just didn't remember if you had actually
tomorrow
done that at the
night.
Church. Okay, cool.
Okay.
At this point, the little skeleton cats have now jumped off and are running towards all of you. Some of them are clambering up on top of this dragon skull and finding little places to sort of nestle down on top of this skull. And Casimir sort of helps Petrina back up against one of the walls, just into a seated position. What is the crew up to? What's going on? Start with you, American.
I'm going to be looking at Petrina and peering at her to see how she's doing.
She's doing better than when you first found her. So she's got a lot of color back in her now. She's still looking pretty groggy, Like she still needs a little bit of assistance with being moved. Casimir is still looking the same as he was before, so he still has that corpse-like appearance to him. Nothing has changed visually for him since he brought his sister back to life.
Has he had a moment to explain that to her? Is she conscious enough to, like, for him to have explained why he looks like that?
It doesn't seem like they've had that conversation yet. And it's been a long time since Petrina was last alive. It's been like 100 years. So a lot's changed. She didn't see him without the ears and the scarring that had been dealt to him from Rahadin. She has no idea why he might be looking undead at this point. But no, they haven't had that conversation.
I'm going to say, now might be the time to gently let Petrina know about why you look the way you do and what is going on.
Yes, Mirakin, you're right. I should probably... She seems to have recognized me somehow. She's mentioned my name a couple of times, but she hasn't really gained too much clarity.
Right. I'm going to take his hand and clasp his hand together with hers and just nod like, yes, yes.
So what's next then? I cannot believe you got the skull. I thought it was just off to help Casimir.
Well, while we were in the area, we one thing led to another. We couldn't pass up the opportunity, Ismark.
Sounds very brave of you, Morley. I'm very proud of
Well,
you.
I was against the whole thing. Everyone talked me into it repeatedly, actually, if I'm honest.
Oh, all right. Okay, well, nice honesty there, Morley.
First time for everything.
So what are we going to do with it now that you've got it?
Today?
That thing is enormous. I had no idea it was going to be that big.
I'm finding it hard to picture how big it is even as we speak, my dear Ismark.
Can you see?
Today we have landed a huge blow against Strahd.
So he doesn't know that you've taken this. Did you not come up against him in any form?
Well,
It's funny you say any form, isn't it, Bill?
yeah. We saw an illusion, or Morley saw an illusion of him, but we don't know if it was a sort of magical alarm system, or maybe he has been tipped off, which I was going to bring up actually, because it makes me think maybe we do need to make haste to get the skull to Argynvostholt.
What Bill's trying to say is he was too much of a big girl's blouse to come and see us himself.
Let's not tempt fate, Esmeralda.
Hasn't she fought Strahd before and is still alive?
Okay, you don't have to mention that, Bill. You're
No,
right.
I'm saying that's impressive.
If
anybody's allowed to call him a big girl's blouse, it's you.
She stands proud with her arms crossed in the room, sort of very proud of herself. But again, I do have to ask, where are we taking this thing, and how are you going to get it there? This
Keep.
Can you describe your celestial, Bill? Because your celestial's in here as well, right?
So just as he says that, her name's Anthea, so she steps from behind the skull, which was obscuring her from view because it's fucking massive, and there's just golden beaming woman in sort of Roman Greco armor with bright white wings folded behind her, kind of steps forward, and I just say she's taken a vow of silence, but she really, really helped us. She's a servant of the Morning Lord.
And Ismark is just absolutely shocked to see this celestial being in front of him, and he takes one knee in front of her and bows his head down in reverence to this soldier of the Morning Lord. And he says just quietly, "Praise be unto the Morning Lord," and then stands.
Praise be. So I think she's around for about another 45 minutes or so, which is probably not long enough to get this skull to Argynvostholt, Argynvost Keep. But maybe we can get a wagon or a pair of wagons. We could straddle this thing across.
Just some axles
Just some axles.
and wheels.
That's not a bad idea.
What if, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, what if we called in a favor from Greg?
From Greg.
Greg would definitely be able to help us.
He
I'm sure
can fix
could.
anything, really.
I'm just after a loaner. He won't be coming with us, that's for sure. But he probably knows how to get a large cart, I'd say.
I imagine he would. You know, I just have one more thing to say, but he really does seem to respect you the most, Morley. Perhaps if you were to ask him, would have the best chance of success.
Roll for deception.
Persuasion?
Yeah, give a roll of
I'll
persuasion.
give you persuasion.
Uh-oh, when Bill tries to persuade you, you're doomed.
It's a 1, but
Well, you're talking shit again, Bill.
hold on. It's a 1 plus 14.
So it's still a 15 total.
One's an automatic fail, isn't it? A botch.
Well, it depends.
Just for attacks.
No,
not
not
for
for
skill
abilities.
rolls, not for ability rolls.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? A fail for? An attack?
Attack rolls, yeah.
Oh.
I actually don't mind.
Bill won't like me saying no to him, will he?
But no, Bill would not
true.
like it.
Oh.
But don't let that drive you. I mean, it's up to, you're your own man, Molly.
Thanks.
But get ready to be murdered.
What are you suggesting there, Bill? That I go and wake Greg up from his guard post or wherever? I'm gonna have to find him first, and then you're saying I go alone to ask him this favor. Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm happy to come with.
All right, done. You can do the talking. You're a charming man.
No. But what I mean is, sometimes when you're trying to convince somebody of something, you've got to have a plan, a strategy, and I genuinely think that you are the correct person, just based on your relationship with Greg, how much he admires you. I think he would really, really appreciate you reaching out.
Morley, can I get? I'm just going to get a luck roll from you. Just give me a D20. If it's 1 through 10, it's a fail. If it's 11 to 20, it's a pass. And I'll tell you once you've rolled what it's a pass for.
It's an 18.
All right. So yes, you absolutely are the person that Greg would want to talk to. So much so that any kind of charisma roll with Greg, you would have advantage on.
Well, it looks like the stars have aligned, doesn't it, Bill?
It does.
We'll have to go and speak to a man about a horse, as the saying goes.
And cat.
I'm putting the horse before the cart, aren't I? Many ways. Well, where should we go to find him?
I reckon he'd be on the gate.
Of course he will be. Silly question.
He
Well,
loves this game.
let's hope he's working nights. Everyone doesn't seem to be off duty. Though in our luck, Bill, this will be the one time we don't run into Greg at the gate.
Should we take the skull with us, or
No.
no?
No.
Okay.
I feel like that's going to garner a lot of negative attention and will be a mammoth task. Surely the skull is better left here, guarded. We'll bring the cart back, and then we'll concentrate on how to load it onto the cart, and then we'll have an easier passage.
Okay, that sounds good.
Everyone happy with this plan?
Can
Sure.
I just suggest that Anthea takes it down to the ground floor somehow, or works out if she can get it down there.
This is the hell of like moving a couch around an apartment down the stairs.
I think it makes sense that you can use the 45 minutes that you've got left. Anthea's like walking around, looking at different corners of the room, trying to figure out, looking out the hole of that it's made as well, looking down at the slope of the roofing and the drop down, and trying to figure out the best way to do it. It's not going to go. The only way it's going to maintain being inside the house is if like it smashes through the flooring. You're not going to be able to get it down the trap door. You're not going to be able to maneuver it any other way than smashing it through the floor, or taking it via outside and dropping it a couple of floors, or maneuvering it down a couple of floors.
Yeah.
I think through the floor.
We could just push it out the wall, right? I can levitate it.
Oh,
Easy.
Good.
Okay. Done.
We'll do
God,
that.
the span's full of surprises.
Well, that lasts for 10 minutes, so...
well, we'll do that. Do that when we get back with the cart.
Okay. And we'll just pull it out like a crane out the wall.
Like putting a sofa in a penthouse. Just like that.
Just like exactly like that.
Just the
But
typical...
the opposite of that. Okay. All right. So who wants to go find Greg? Who's remaining here? What? Happy for those two. Baron and American, you happy to stay with the skull along with Ismark, Esmeralda, Casimir, Petrina? What would you
I
guys
do
like
want
to do?
to see this rapport come to life. But I guess it's best if I stay here.
Are there things that you'd like to do while waiting here?
I might take a short rest if it's going to take a little bit.
Yeah, we could do that.
I shall do the same.
Okay. All right, great. Everyone sort of explains to Ismark and the group what the plan is. Off to go talk to Greg, see if he can sort you out with whatever it is you're wanting him to sort you out with. Ismark says, American, do you need me here, or should I head back to the church?
Well, perhaps you should update Irina on what's happening.
And Ismark, if it's okay with you, could you help help me get Petrina back to the church as well? Absolutely. And so they're helping Petrina to her feet, and this is the first time where you see there's like a little bit of uncertainty in Petrina's eyes when she looks at Casimir. She can't voice her concerns at this point, but there's it's like she doesn't recognize who he is at this point. And Casimir lets out a sigh. He recognizes that look, sighs and reassures her. It's me, Petrina. It's your brother, Casimir. I've got so much to tell you about. As they head towards the trapdoor and slowly help her down out of this room. Esmeralda says, "Look, I don't think either of you lot need me right now. I'm going to go down to the tavern, have me a few drinks. Remember, American, we were going to have a few drinks. Baron, we were going to have a few drinks. But I think you guys might be a little preoccupied for a bit."
Yeah, well, after we get this skull sorted, do you want a glass of wine? I'm just going to pull out my jug and pour it into some vase or something nearby.
Yeah, there's plenty of
offer
vessels in this room, strung along with the mess.
If she doesn't take it, I'll just swig it.
Yeah. She takes it. She takes a big drink out of it, raises her glass. "Oh, to you, Baron. Thank you so. You were a beautiful man, you are." And takes another sip from the cup.
I'm going to raise a vase to our victory of our heist. I didn't expect this to happen.
You're not going to be shit-faced when we get back, are you, Baron?
Do you want a shot of courage there? You want a vase of wine?
Who are you
Me,
talking to?
the recovering alcoholic.
Well, you're still recovering, right? Yeah.
You're always recovering. One day you'll see the light, Baron. You'll get clean.
Okay. Well, until then, the offer you can still. The offer's still there, and anyone else.
I'll join you when I get back. I love how Baron's just like, we have wine at home.
That's right, we have to go.
Esmeralda.
And it's good
We're
wine,
preloading.
too. It is actually good wine. Esmeralda raises it, says, congratulations, you lot. You'll know where to find me. I'll be down at the tavern when you need me again, okay? Let me know how it goes with that skull.
Roger Beering.
And she disappears after Casimir and Ismark as well. Except she's obviously going elsewhere. So that leaves just you lot at this point. Morley and Bill, you say farewells and head down to scope for Greg. It's the middle of the night when you step out onto the streets of Vallaki. We've got a town of Vallaki map. Here we go. The last time you saw Greg was at the western gates.
And we're closest to the western gate, aren't we?
At the moment, you're basically equidistant from all of the gates at this point, to be honest. You're basically right at the bottom middle of Vallaki. There are 3 gates to choose from. And it's going to take a good 20 minutes of walking to get to either of the gates.
What do you say, Bill? Should we split up and take a gate each and then head to the northern gate, or should we do a bit of a circuit here? Safety in numbers kind of thing.
I think safety in numbers. Why don't we... He's always on the western gate. Why don't we start there?
Okay, all right.
I've
I
only
do
seen
remember
him-
him being on the eastern gate when we first arrived in Vallaki, but
We've only seen him there twice, I think. We've seen him on the western gate lots of times.
one's as good as the other, isn't it? Let's go.
We go.
Now, do we have to do the walking in real time, or do we get to skip 20 minutes?
We can while they're heading off to the western gates. Baron and American, how are you spending your time? What are you doing with your short rest?
Can I just ask, did we have a sleep when we were at the church?
No, you didn't.
No.
We didn't. Okay.
No, there hasn't been a long rest since you woke up at the gates, the gatehouse atop Mount Garkis.
Okay.
So it's been a long time. It's been a very, very long day. And you're starting to feel pretty exhausted.
Yes.
Well, I
And
will.
fatigued.
Yeah, I'm just going to rest. I'm going to see if there's a book or something to read. Read one of these spell books that I found, and I'm going to do. There's a wizard thing.
Okay.
What's it called? Arcane Recovery.
Oh, what does that do?
That's the thing where I get a spell per day. So up to a level of 5, not a spell per day. Once per day, you can do a short rest and get up to combined level of 5. So there'll be 1/5 level spell.
Okay, cool. And you're sort of just chilling out with one of the books that you're currently copying a spell from. Is that what you're sort of just adding up your time from that?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, great. American, what about yourself?
Miriam's still in the winter phase, so she's looking very bitter and unhappy. So she brings Ranzen out of the void and mutters away to him in Elvish and ponders over what spells might be useful for the next day.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and I'm going to get him to coat all of my weapons in poison while I do so.
Perfect. That sounds great. All right, let's head back to Bill and Morley, who've basically spent a lot of that time helping Casimir and his mark take Petrina into the church and moving past the church as they head in. Looks like the majority of the light, the candles have been dimmed or extinguished within the church, so pretty much everyone in there is sleeping. They quietly get Petrina and Casimir in. You guys continue past the church, and there's not much happening at this time of night in Vallaki. And you can see off in the distance the gates getting ever closer, and a silhouette of a man just pacing back and forth in front of the gates, doing that thing where he takes like 5 steps and goes, and then takes 5 steps back the other direction, and he just keeps doing this back and forth.
Mm-hmm. I elbow Morley. I think that's Greg.
I can't make him out from here. We need to get a little bit closer, I think. I'd like to move closer until we can get a positive ID on the perp.
Oh my god, what if it's Strahd this whole time?
I prefer that, to be honest.
You're getting closer. You can hear the silhouette sort of talking to himself a little bit, talking about how
Sounds like him.
he's making out some words about how he's like, you're doing really great here, Greg, and you've been helping the heroes of the land for the first time in centuries. Something's finally going to be done about this, and then Greg's going to be there to help. And oh, you can't believe it, how lucky Greg's been to be able to help these people out.
Oh, he's insufferable. I can't do it, Ben. I'm so sorry. I know it's for literally the sake of this entire land. But I don't know if I can
You
muster a
have to. There's
conversation.
so much writing on this.
I know.
All these lives.
Greg, it's me,
Morley, is that
Captain Morley.
Captain Morley? Is that you?
Yes, Greg, it is. And boy, are we glad to see you. Bill's here with me. Say hello, Bill. Say it.
Hi, Greg.
Oh, Bill, look at the time of the night it is, and still you look picture perfect, don't you, Bill?
Thanks, mate.
Greg, the reason we're here, friend, is we've got a wee bit of a favour that we think you may be able to help us out with.
All right, and yes, I'll be happy to help you, Morley. Morley, yes, please. How could I help you there, Morley? Well, tell me everything.
And I just want to say, Greg, you were the first thought on Morley's mind when we knew we needed this favour.
Oh, don't embarrass me, Bill.
Morley, is that true?
Uh,
I'll be honest,
Yes.
Morley. I've been thinking of you all day as well. You were looking a little worse for wear as you came through compared to our good friend here, Bill. I just wanted to make sure you've been on my mind. I just want to make sure you've been doing all right.
I have been. Thank you for your concerns, Greg. So, pleasantries aside, we haven't got much time, Greg, so we need to get a real snap decision on this and on our way pretty swiftly. So, and I know you're the man to help us out, and so much depends on this, Greg. We need to get a big cart, big as you can. Only a borrow, only a lend, short term.
Is this for the rugs? And he gives you a big wink. You've got more rugs for sale, do you, Morley?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see it's for the rugs, Greg.
Well,
And
it
Molly
is.
gives them the world's most begrudging wink back.
Look, it is quite late, Morley, and the gates would be unoccupied. Is this a morning thing, or do you need it now?
I hate to drag you away from your post. We need it now.
Can you give me a persuasion roll, please, with advantage?
Yes, I can.
And he's just sitting there going, ooh, Greg, and he's like looking around. He's securing the gate, making sure the gates are held tight. Looking back over at Bill, looking back towards you, Molly.
It's a 14 plus 6 for 20.
For you, Morley, I'll do it. What do you tell it? So you're just a big cart. How big of a cart do you need?
Have you ever seen a football pitch? About a third of that. Do you know where the penalty spot is, or the 18-yard box? You know, we need it to carry something quite heavy, and we need it to span about, I'd say, 20 feet. We're talking like a fairly industrious, basically the biggest you've got, and we'll make it.
Or
work.
maybe two smaller ones would possibly work.
Now you're talking. We can tie 2 of the smaller ones together and see if we can. Would that be all right for you, Morley?
You've not got a big one.
Well, I don't really. I don't own much, Morley.
No, I know. I'm really looking, because the reason we came to you is you're such a high-ranking, respected member of the town guard. And we figured the town guard will have access to a range of vehicular transport.
Look, I think I can find something for you, Morley, but it may be too tied together.
Well, beggars can't be choosers.
I can
That's fine.
see if I can find something a bit bigger and see what we can do. How long? When do you need this by, Morley?
Now?
Gee, you need it now.
Yeah, unfortunately, evil forces are at work, Greg. And guess what? They're not having us sleeping.
But that's actually quite. He takes that to heart. And he goes, "No, you're absolutely right, Morley. You're absolutely right. Actually, the sooner I get it done, the sooner I can be back at me guard and make sure everything's okay.
Absolutely. And you will be back at your guard.
Yes, I think I can find. I think I know where I can find something. It might be a bit unconventional, but I might have to steal it for you, Morley. But you're worth it."
I'm going to kind of try and quietly whisper to Bill, should we offer to guard the gates while he's gone, or should we go with him and leave the gates unattended?
I was thinking about that. Maybe leave them unattended?
Really? So, seems the less logical of the two options he proposed.
Do you want to stay here and guard
Me?
them? Well, both of us. Or I could.
Well,
If you want some more time with Greg.
No, you're right. We should both...
You can come with me to get the wagon, Morley. That's a great idea.
Is it a two-person job, is it?
Well, I just thought you might want some company with old Greg.
I mean, if you need help, I'll give you help, but...
Not if you don't
I tell you
want
what,
to.
Greg, you do such an outstanding job of guarding this western gate. It would take at least the two of us to replace you. So why don't we hold your post?
I'm sorry, Bill. I was lost in your eyes for a little bit there. Could you repeat that one more time for me, Morley? How do you live all day next to this magnificent beast, Morley?
I somehow managed, Greg. What were you saying, Bill?
We'll take your post until you get the carts.
All right, I'll get. Do you want me to deliver it to you here, or is there somewhere that you need it?
Actually, the old burgomaster's house is ideal.
Okay, better I ask no questions, especially consider I'm going to be stealing this wagon. So no questions either way. We're both not going to ask any questions. I'll get the wagon. You use it for whatever nefarious needs you need it for.
Doing good in the world. And Greg,
yes,
I can't stress two things enough. One, this is of the utmost import for Barovia.
Absolutely.
And two,
yes,
the only person we'd trust with this is you. And he kind of shakes his hand with a couple of gold pieces in his palm.
Oh, Morley. Morley, my little ones may even eat this week thanks to you. Thank you so much.
Take another couple. Take another couple. Have them feed for the month.
Okay, look, it's going to take me a wee while to make sure no one's about for this wagon. I'm going to Lady Veshta's house.
Don't tell me the details. Just.
Oh right, okay.
What you need to do.
Oh, okay.
Plausible deniability,
All right, I'll be as fast as I can, which may be a little slow by your standards, but I'll do it. It'll be done soon.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Greg.
No, you got quite a lot of coin. Well, have you guys found some secret stash of you? There's not much money here in Barovia. Ooh, would really love to send my kids to school one day.
Have another couple. Absolutely, Greg.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'll get right on it.
8. It's 8 in all. 8 GP.
He scoops them up and runs off. He leaves his pike down by the guard, like props his pike up against the guard gates as well, and just runs off, leaving you two at the gate.
That was horrific, Bill. God, he loves you. It's pathetic. You're a good-looking man, but Jesus.
I wouldn't call that pathetic.
You would.
He's doing the favor for you, though. You're a good man, Morley.
Hell, so are you guys? The plan is just to sort of stay at the gates until Greg returns.
Yeah, I've got his pike and I'm doing that 5-step.
He would be so happy if you're still doing that when he gets back. He's going to be so stoked. American and Baron just back up in the attic here. It's been a good 30 minutes since they left at the moment, so you know still getting through whatever it is that you're getting through. Is there anything? I think at this point, some of the skeletal cats are sleeping curled up next to you, Baron, and another couple. One's, I don't know if you're standing, American, if you've planted yourself somewhere while you're resting, or yeah. Is there anything else that we want to touch on with your characters during this little break?
Just smoking a cigarette, having a vase of wine, patting the cat, and reading a book.
Great. I think there's give me a perception roll, both of you actually. So
Okay. I was thinking about getting my skeletons to ransack this place.
yeah.
15 plus 8 for 23.
Cool.
4.
4. Okay. American, while you're sort of in your state of meditation here and doing what it is that you're doing, you can hear just off in the distance the raucous sort of nature. The tavern still seems to be going hard at this point. Lots of drinks to be had, lots of cheering to be had. You haven't heard a lot of cheering in your time in Barovia, but you do know that Esmeralda was going to spread the word of your arrival back within the tavern, and you can't help but think maybe some of this extra joy that you're hearing is thanks to that news. Baron, you're too sort of caught up in your book to really take all of that in. So yeah, so you want your skeletons to go off and like find some things?
Just ransack the room we're in, see if there's anything.
It's all just like, it's a broken mess.
It's just crap.
It's absolute, just covered in, what isn't broken is worthless, and everything is just was covered in a lot of dust, but you've moved a lot of stuff away for that circle, and the skull crushed a lot of things, and there's really nothing in this room.
Okay.
The only
it's not
thing,
like American Pickers or...
No, the only...
The 1906 Indian.
I think the only things that you've come across so far that are probably of any kind of worth was the ruined wedding dress downstairs and that magical mirror.
That's what we needed Brian to use his men spell on. We were supposed to bring the wedding dress to the abbot. Brian, could you fix this?
Wedding dress. After a month, I'll be able to get that cantrip back, but I replaced it for now.
Right.
I'm going to bundle up the wedding dress into the bag of holding.
Okay, great. Yeah,
and I'll get skeletons to grab that mirror.
Okay, cool. So I think we said it was going to take about 3 skeletons just to keep that mirror from sort of being damaged at all. Oh, we lost Shannon, and he's back. Your internet might not be the best at the moment there, Shannon. I think you're sort of cutting in and out a little bit. But what we can do is there's another half hour passes, and there it is there, if you heard that. You can hear something being left, what sounds like a carriage being left outside this is what Baron and American are hearing at this point. And you can just hear this voice. Oh, Greg's going to save the day. Greg is. He's, I think by the end of this, me and Morley might even become best friends. He says as he's. You go. Oh, actually, I better get them back and let them know what I've done. Oh, he's going to. I wonder if he's going to give old Greg a hug.
Was that Molly's friend out there?
Yes, I think that was Greg. Seems Morley charmed him.
As usual. Those two are like 2 peas in a pod.
I think they truly have a bond that is sensational.
Brothers.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to roll a d20 and then another d20. Okay, those are very low rolls, which is good news for you guys, Bill and Morley. The gates have been free of any sort of conflict. There hasn't been anyone making their way towards it. There's been a couple of wolf howls that you've heard off in the western woods, the forests just outside of the gate, but nothing has approached. And there is always that reminder that attacks could happen at any time, as there are still quite a few dead wolf corpses sort of on the outside of these gates where they've been killed during an attack and thrown out of the gates. But sure enough... Oh, yeah, Bill?
I want to point the wolf carcasses out to Morley and to say, check this out. Greg, defender of Vallaki.
Well, Greg and the guards. Yeah.
I mean, he is the guard.
Well, there's others around. We don't know who specifically dispatched these wolves. Sure,
I mean, he's always on the wall.
He certainly is. Can't wait till he's back.
and just like that, you hear just footsteps, but they're running. It's like really heavy, clumsy footsteps as he comes running up the Vallaki street.
Like the Scooby-Doo. Round north.
And he's shouting, but he's whispering. He's like, Morley, it's done. And he's trying to. He's getting closer and closer. And he's panting. I did it. Greg's done it. And he's looking over. Greg. He's looking over his shoulder. I don't even think the Vesta brothers will notice. To be honest.
Well, that's great. The less people who are aware of this, the better. Greg, let me just say, a fantastic job. Good work.
And he puts his
like a high thumbs up.
You put the thumbs up. He sees your arm going up, and he puts out both arms as if to get a hug. Oh, yes. And he puts his thumbs up. Job well done. Now, if you can get that back to me in just a few hours, I can get it back and put it back quick as you can.
I'm gonna look at Bill, and then look back at Greg and say, absolutely.
Give me a deception roll. Unless you aren't trying to do, you think you can, with advantage since it's Greg.
Well, two shit ass rolls. But I do have a +10 on deception, so my best roll was a 14.
All right, that's good. That beats his roll. He's just looking at you as you say that, and he says, "Great. That way, no one will know any better, and then old Greg won't get in trouble. You wouldn't want that now, would you, Maury?"
Oh, absolutely not. You've done an invaluable service tonight, Greg. And of course, you said you were at pains, in fact, to say nobody saw you, so nobody knows. So even if the worst would happen, which I'm sure it won't, absolutely no one will come looking for you, Greg. And if they do, Morley turns quite serious for a minute and takes one more step close to Greg and says, "You can have any trouble from."
At that distance, you can kind of just smell him. You've never smelled him before now, but you've gotten a bit close and he just smells it. He smells a bit, to be honest.
And, this night here, if anyone does have a problem with you, Greg, they'll have a few angry folk to deal with, won't they, Bill? We've got your back on this one, don't you worry.
I understand, Morley. Best friends forever. Fantastic.
Off we go, Bill. We've spent a long time out here. Greg, thank you again. And Morley flicks him another gold piece from his now dwindling gold reserves.
It's at that point. It's at that point where like the first few gold coins were like amazing, like they were huge. This one he just kind of nonchalantly takes off you as if it wasn't as important as the first few. But he's still taking it. It's not as exciting.
Okay.
Once a raise
changed.
now.
And
Thanks, Greg.
he picks up his pike and he just gets straight back into his pacing in front of the gate. He's got a big smile on his face. He says, "Greg's done something great today. He's helped change the world. Oh, what a great time it is to be in Barovia."
Hey, Greg. Just before we
Bill.
go,
Yes, sorry, I thought you'd gone.
I was about to. We will be coming through here very shortly
Okay.
with the cart.
Yeah,
Just so you
okay.
know. Just watch out for it.
I'll make sure everything's safe for you, Bill. Don't you worry. I'll get my eyes on, and I'll be keeping them out the gates and looking for any wolves that might be coming your way. Keep you and Sir Morley safe.
Thanks,
Is there
Greg.
a southern gate that you're aware of?
I'm starting to be on Team Morley here. I'm starting to despise Greg quite a lot.
There are a couple of smaller gates, but they're less defended. They don't have the mighty Greg watching out for you.
No, they certainly do not. Well, Bill, we must head away into the night. Thanks again, and absolutely, finally, goodbye, Greg.
Have a good night.
See you soon, Greg.
Well, we'll talk about that, Bill.
You follow the path back down towards the Burgomaster's mansion. American and Baron, it's been another half an hour now, and starting to wonder.
An hour and a half. Fucking hell.
It's been a while. But you've taken a quick look out the hole where the skull has punched a hole in the attic, and you've taken a look down, and you've seen quite an ornate looking wagon, quite decent in size. That looks like Morley and Bill have done their job. Morley, Bill,
Greg came through.
Greg came through. Bill and Morley, you are heading back down towards the mansion when you see the wagon parked out the front of the mansion as well. There's like one drunk dude stumbling up the road with a bottle in his hand, and he's like looking at the wagon, sort of confused, and continues stumbling on up the road past you. But what you're seeing, it's got Vishta written in like gold down the side, and it's incredibly ornate. It's one of probably the fanciest carriages you've seen in Barovia since you arrived. But it is large, and it looks like it would be used only by the rich. It looks incredibly ornate, but it's there.
Well, I'll be fucked. He's come
did it.
through.
He really did it.
Baron! American!
I should probably add as well, like, it's not just the carriage. Obviously, you're going to need things that pull this carriage. He's straight up stolen the carriage and the horses and everything. There are 2 horses attached to the front of this thing that are just sort of grazing on the grass in front of the Burgomaster's mansion.
Yeah. He didn't pull it along by himself. It's Greg power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Straight up just
This is
stole
marching.
horse
5.
and cart.
Oh. I'm going to run downstairs and check it out.
Yeah, great. It's beautiful. It's amazing in every way. The wood's been polished. The horses are in immaculate condition, all things considered.
Sounds like the best thing
Immaculate
we've
horses.
seen in Barovia.
Yeah, you didn't get a chance to see the Burgomaster's own carriage, I think, because of how everything went down, and it just got destroyed the moment the town turned against him. But this, you hadn't seen this anywhere within the town before, so it must have been sort of hidden, tucked away at Lady Vishta's place.
Ismark had a nice carriage.
Is Bill frozen for anyone else? Just me.
No,
Alright.
he's fine.
No, he's looking good.
It's been frozen for about 10 minutes for me, looking very
I'm
skeptical.
missing someone's voice,
Yeah,
aren't I?
Baron, your video keeps cutting in and out and freezing.
I
So you
will
might
restart it.
Yeah, you
Just
might
a
want to
moment.
reconnect. All right,
Has he been talking this whole time and I've not heard him?
a little bit, yeah.
Mm.
That's right. He's jumping back in. Cool. So yeah. So what are you guys doing? I guess you've all congregated down outside, checking out this carriage.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can load this puppy up.
Are we
All right.
seriously considering riding through the night exhausted?
I think we have to. The risk of Strahd showing up. The skull is not exactly inconspicuous. If it could
This
fit
is
in the
true.
church, maybe, but I don't think it can.
It is more dangerous on the roads at night, isn't it? With the werewolves and whatnot.
Maybe we should. But the thing is, we'll have to be away at Sparrow's Fart tomorrow morning before the people who rightfully own this carriage realize it's gone and come looking for it. And look at the fucking thing. It's not going to be hard to spot.
Is it stolen?
That's what I'm getting from it, Baron.
I don't think this is Greg's personal chariot.
Grand theft carriage.
Unless
Oh,
he's,
and a high
unless,
five,
he's,
American.
unless he's the heir to the Vishta fortune. Yeah, I don't.
Hold on,
think
it does. So it says Vishta on the side in gold. I'm gonna scrape this off, guys. It's not a good look.
Have you?
Yeah,
can you?
Maybe
can
we
you
should
sort
fuck
of,
it up.
Can you give it a lick of paint or something with prestidigitation or anything similar?
Can you paint ordinary carriage on the side of the stairs?
Not
I
Vishta.
honestly think the paint job is not going to be what's drawing the attention. It's probably going to be the mountainous skull that we're carrying.
You're probably
It
right.
could
There. The
be,
30-foot
yeah.
skull on top. I'm going to cast second level spell, levitate, and pull the 30-foot skull out of the wall and slowly, gently lower it onto the carriage.
Okay, cool. It's the carriage is probably half the size, half the length of the skull, so it's still a decent length carriage. But it fits in width-wise, but it's kind of the heaviest part of the skull is weighted down into the carriage, and the front of the dragon is up against the edge of the carriage, and its horns sticking out from
Big
behind.
horns at the back.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad. Look at that.
And perhaps you can sit up front and like that Seinfeld mattress routine. Just have your arm out over the top. That's how we'll keep it the load secured. Just your arm over the top.
You're all taking it like a step back just to see, because you've been thinking, the gold riding down the side might be a little bit conspicuous in the middle of the day, but it is being dwarfed by the size of the skull sitting on top of it. It is not inconspicuous at all.
Look, we're commandeering this. I don't give a fuck if they say that it is their carriage. I'm sorry, but got bigger things to worry about than a carriage.
I totally agree with you, Baron, but we should try and avoid the confrontation, is what I'm saying.
Eh.
Well,
Okay.
do we want to go now or do we want to go later?
I don't know. Does anyone need a rest?
If you were to get a full long rest in, it's going to be 8 hours. It's going to be midday before you get on the road.
We need to go now. We've already got ourselves in this mess. We need to go
Okay.
now.
Well, we could
Very good.
hang on. We could take short rests and that way avoid a confrontation with the Vishta brothers if they do come looking for us, and have an easier travel time on the roads. So we could sort of aim to leave sort of around 5 a.m.
What if me and Brian drive and Morley and Bill can have a short rest in the back? Will that work if they're inside the carriage?
In the skull.
They'll be comfy enough.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we
I'll-
will,
I'll
but we could still run into confrontation on the roads. Is kind of what I'm worried about.
Well, then you'll have to stop your rest.
I think
I don't think we.
I think Morley's suggesting it's about 4 a.m. now.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
He's suggesting we take a short rest. Now leave at 5 a.m. Ready for sunrise.
Are you allowed to take 2 short rests in a row? Because we've already had one. What's the rules on that?
You can. It's not going to give you any of the effects of a long rest, so you're not going to get all your spell slots back. You're not going to get all of your hit points back unless you're spending hit dice. So I'm okay with you taking another short rest if you like.
Okay.
Do you guys need to recover hit points?
I know. But I'm trying to have us travel on the roads when it's less dangerous.
Oh, when it's sunny, like when
Yeah,
the sun's coming up.
Yeah,
Oh, I
exactly.
see.
That's the whole
I
point of the
gotcha.
short rest.
I gotcha. So we just wait around until the sun is about to come up.
We could just do an hour's exercise or something.
What?
That sounds good.
Star jumps.
Recharge. 1,000
Yoga.
jumps.
Slap yourself a few times just to stay awake.
True. When are our exhaustion levels going to drop in for losing a? How does that work?
Soon.
Okay, good.
That's all I can say is they will
That'll
be hitting.
do.
They will be hitting soon.
Right.
I mean, I don't even care if we leave at 12 at lunchtime tomorrow. Is it so bad?
Well, it just seems like by that time, probably the people who we've stolen from will have noticed the giant skull sitting on their gilded carriage and come and gotten our case about it.
Yeah. All right, well,
Shannon's thinking.
I can
the
show
DM's
them
the DM's been pretty nice to us recently. Sure, he wouldn't be mean if we just did a 12 o'clock start. Is what he's thinking.
What Shannon's actually thinking is, what's the big deal? We'll just fireball them if that happens.
The branch,
or-
the Blue
or-
Lagoon, or whatever it's called.
I was just thinking I could show them the skeleton of their deceased mother.
They'll love it.
Anyone else want to be a hero?
I mean, it's not a heroic family, and, you know. I don't care if they fucking.
Agreed. We're not going to let them stop us.
Fuck.
But
Window.
if we can avoid
I just don't want to get exhausted, right? It's heavily implied that we're about to get exhausted.
Let's just do the short rest and leave early before it turns to day. I agree with Morley.
Okay. All right. We'll take a short rest.
And we can always get in the fart hut after that, you know?
That's a good
Can-
point.
Can I make
Fresh
things
hut.
slightly more complicated?
Sure.
How far away
Please.
is the castle?
Argynvostholt is about 3 hours travel from
Okay, never mind.
the gates of Vallaki.
I was gonna say start a long rest on the thing and then leave in an hour.
You could go
Back to
extra
the-
slow if you like and do an 8-hour slow drive to Argynvostholt. But yeah.
Nah, it's okay.
Well, let's just get there and then stay in the fresh hut when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a 5-minute break while your characters take an hour short rest.
I can hear a snake or something outside my room.
A snake.
Or like
New
Yeah,
Zealand
pump.
is notorious for its snake count. Thank you.
they were chased out by St. Patrick. Is that how it works?
I don't know that story.
whacking
He's famous for
day,
chasing the snakes out of
whacking
Ireland,
day.
They're whacking. There can't have been snakes in Ireland.
The evil hearts will pulverize.
Adam's down with this.
Extremely my jam.
Well done, Adam. That was a great piece of content you and Greg.
I love what Greg has become in this campaign.
Thanks for essentially leaving me no option.
Literally just like a throwaway nothing character I introduced as you first got to Vallaki, bringing everyone just misery and pain.
I think it's his
Sessions and sessions.
Wurzel accent and his kind of Somerset ways that I just took a real dislike to immediately.
And if we've got any people from, was it Somerset listening? Please, just shut the fuck up. Just stop.
or the greater Cornwall region. So, yeah, you'll sound like a bunch of country bumpkins, and,
Okay,
which is a bad thing.
Xcat said his DM has a Greg, it's called Rat. So I guess I wonder if every DM's just got like an annoying character that they bring in to kill the joy of one player. I don't know.
Passive
No,
aggressive.
I think you got 2 this time.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was getting pretty full on, wasn't it?
Yeah. I love playing
Who's
as
the
Greg.
other one?
I think Joe was hating Greg a lot
Yeah.
that
I
time.
think everyone was. What about you, Bill?
No,
No, loving him.
it's
Love
my
him.
favorite.
Good.
I can't wait for
Fantastic.
the
When we-
tier rankings at the
Yeah,
end.
when we do the tier rankings. I think I even had him on S tier last tier rankings.
We need to bring this. Yeah, we need to bring that back up. Actually, did
Purely
anyone
antique.
save that? Joe, did you save the tier
I
rankings?
think we
somewhere?
at least have a screenshot of it in the Discord that we.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
we
I think
just
I
have
wasn't
to
there
search
that week,
it out.
but I heard Adam talking about it. And I knew as soon as Greg came up, it was going to be F tier.
Well, there was some
It's like-
vetoes pulled at the end, and I think you may have
Yeah.
used a veto.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have.
Gar in the chat says Greg's S tier for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a combination of his edit. He's just a very earnest guy, but
Can't
also,
stand that in real life. Honestly,
it's also how much it upsets Adam.
Yeah, I think that's the part I enjoy the most. And then the fact that you jumped on it as well, you're like, I think we should go talk to. I think you should talk to Greg. I thought that was fantastic. I was just smiling ear to ear as that came up. Yeah, and then
Thank you for doing that.
And then I had to encourage it with getting him to roll to see if he'd get advantage talking to Greg. I thought that was just my own little addition to that. Been hearing Greg is the true savior of Barovia.
who said that? Who's saying this silly stuff just designed to just push buttons and aggravate? Look at the character on its merits.
Funny. They said. They also said Adam's face says it all. That's that's fantastic. I don't know. I think Greg's great. In his own little way. He's gone. he's gone to make out with another ginger cream.
Greg is great.
Yeah. Cool. Now, so what? I guess we're going to get to Argynvostholt, which is good. I wasn't really sure what to prep for this session because I don't know. I assumed that it would be straight to Argynvostholt, but even like with you guys sort of talking now, there was that uncertainty of whether it was going to be straight away or if there was going to be other things that were going to get done. I wasn't sure if there was going to be some time at the tavern quickly or back at the church or what. So, yeah. I think it's going to be good though. I didn't see you guys looking for a carriage. I thought for some reason I knew Baron had levitate, and I was just assumed he was just going to levitate it the whole way there.
I imagine there's some time.
Yeah, there has to be.
Yeah, I don't
limitation
know
on
how
it,
long
right?
it probably only lasts like 40 minutes or something.
Probably.
If that, it might even just be like a minute. Hey, how long does the levitate last?
10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought you were just going to like
yes.
levitate this thing down all the way to Argynvost, but I didn't realize it was just for 10 minutes.
Oh, no, just to put it on the cart.
Yeah.
Although, I'm pretty sure that the skeletons could carry it. Because they can carry
Yeah.
150 pounds each.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. That wouldn't be a problem if you had all the
But
skeletons.
once that whole Greg thing was raised as an idea, I was like, I'm not going to bring up the skeletons.
It'd also be a lot.
Gotta get-
The skeletons would be a lot slower, right?
Yeah.
They
I mean,
could, maybe. I don't know. I think they could dash because it's just their carry weight.
They'd definitely be
In fact-
slower than a dashing horse, though.
Yeah. They could go,
That'd go half the speed, probably, right?
yeah, they go
Just-
60 feet per round.
Yeah.
and
Whereas
turn or whatever.
I think
have a look
horses are like 120.
Yeah, for dashing, yeah.
Well, what are we looking at here? A riding horse versus a draft horse. Two different speeds.
But
Draft
skeletons
horse.
never get tired.
Yeah. So a draft horse would be going 80 feet while dashing. A riding horse would do 120.
Anyway, we've got a cart.
You've got a cart,
Yeah.
a very fancy cart.
Oh, it's great.
A very
It's great.
fancy stolen cart.
I wonder if I could
Yeah.
just reanimate this.
Look,
guy.
we're murderers, okay? We're not going to fret over a little bit of light vehicle theft.
Yeah, I mean, we did blow up our friend's cart.
Yeah,
That's
we've
a
done
good point.
far worse than steal someone's car.
And her chicken.
Yeah.
And this
I'm
is like a evil
by that.
family as well. So it's reparations.
Yeah, what are we doing with
really.
that dead body? Are we just going to leave it in the manor, or are we dragging it with us?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Cyrus's body just decomposing at the top of starting its decomposition process.
As you do.
Well, that's what he would have wanted, to become bones.
Yeah.
Maybe I should bring him along and animate him later. What do you think? Or
Sure.
I'll just stuff him inside the skull.
No.
Well, I mean, what's the worst that happen when you
No.
bring this thing back to life, but it's got Cirrus Bellevue, the mongrel folk, entwined in its brain now from now on.
Yeah.
Wait, we're bringing it back
Okay,
to
yeah.
life?
No, you're not bringing it back to life. But I just thought that'd be funny. If,
Well, that's-
if you've got a dude you've got a necromancer with you. I don't know what he was going to do.
Yeah. Well, we are going to. Hopefully, we join this up with the rest of its body or something, right? There's that tower that had that.
Yeah. The light.
Writing
We
in
must bring the light back. And
Mm.
we're hoping, but there's no guarantee, but we're hoping that we'll bring this army of revenants back onto our side. We hope. Either that or
Yes.
unleash a greater threat than Strahd. So let's find out.
It's like, yeah, you brought back to life a giant dragon that wants to fight you, and go.
It's like getting a cat to get rid of a rat.
Yeah.
And getting a dog to get rid of the cat.
I was thinking about those revenants because I watched the Revenant. I was thinking, I feel kind of sad for the revenants chasing us now. Maybe they should get us,
Are you talking about the Leonardo DiCaprio movie? Or are you talking about something
Yes.
else? Okay.
I felt sorry for him getting mauled by a bear and all the bad things that happened to him.
What
Shit,
is
right.
that movie? All I know is that he
Yeah.
fights a bear in it, and I just don't know anything else about
It's not.
it.
He doesn't fight a bear. He just gets fucked up by a bear.
That's what you
Yeah, then
told.
what?
That's what you told me, John. But he does. Who survives that fight?
I can't even remember. Does he get it?
Leonardo
Does he get it?
DiCaprio. He stabs it in the fucking neck until it died.
Spoilers.
I was surprised that he survived that. It's like you go, oh, that
What
was
is-
bad, and then it gets worse.
Is that the point of the movie? Him against the bear, or is
No.
there more to it?
It's pretty
Well, it's
He's a-
the
He's a
The
fur
real
trapper
baddie.
in the 1900s.
is what's his name? Tom Hardy. He's the actual baddie.
Oh. Is it good?
It is good. I mean, it's really well done. It's like a revenge story.
Against a bear.
It's good. It's good.
Is it a bear revenge story? Like, is the bear a big part of the story?
No, the bear is just nature fucking him up, but there's a lot,
Once again, let me
Continue.
sum it up for you. White people, terrible.
One of
Yeah,
those
there's a lot of
movies.
that going on. Or just
As per.
the horror of existence as well.
Don't need a movie
Everybody.
to experience that.
Yeah, true.
People like Monday nights. Whew.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so
I was talking with some friends at a dinner party thing a couple of weeks ago about how nature docos that you just can't watch them anymore because they just make you feel fucking bad for existing at the end of it. You get sort of 45 minutes of how lovely and wonderful everything is, and then Edinburgh comes on at the end and go, but by the way, everything's fucked and it's your fault.
And this is the last we'll ever see of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
This is footage of the last one suffocating to death. Okay, cool.
On a plastic bag from Tesco.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see bags floating around anymore these days, do you? Used to see the
Not in this country.
Not anymore, eh? It's
the
good.
most beautiful thing in the world. Remember that from fucking American Beauty?
Yeah.
And then but now you see
trash.
masks flying around.
True. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
See quite a lot of that.
I just want to say,
cut the strings, don't they, on the masks?
yeah.
Oh.
Say thank you to Lightlux and Floofiest Floofer for following us, and Drop Shadow for cheering us 100 bits. Adam, you love people's Twitch names, don't you? You love all of them.
Well, Floofy is Floofer, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do.
Welcome to the chat. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're about to get back into Curse of Strahd.
Who was the one from the top of the stream?
I got
Skunk
one.
juice or something. Skunky juice.
Skunk juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. I don't know if they followed us. Actually, they said hi.
Probably.
How dare they?
Look, I gave. When the name was read out. How very dare you?
Unsubscribe.
Well, you're unsubscribing from Skunk Juice.
Skunky juice. It was skunky juice. So it was.
Oh, yeah. Skank.
All right, you guys keen to actually? You know what?
Sorry, I'm thinking
What?
of weed. But it's not. No.
Is that what it's a reference to? I'm not a weed man.
Is it a weedman? I'm not a weedman.
It must be like bong water. It must be a reference to bong water or something.
Yeah, or just a skunk's asshole.
Could be that as well. I will give a big thank you to our Patreons. Well, I've got their names in front of me. Lyndon Hood, thank you for joining our Patreon this week. Andrew Mitchell Moore, Squished, Carl Zone, Drop Shadow, QSD, Waffles, George Friend, The Foolish Fool, and our very own John and Joe. Thank you very much for that. We're still, look, we got asked earlier today how close we are to our 20 fucking snacks session. Not close. We're sitting at 11 Patreons, so we still need another 9. So if you want to see that session, then jump on the Patreon, because we would love to have that session. It's one of those.
Do you want to explain 20 fucking snacks? Because there'll be a lot of people who don't have that context.
Most people who are watching are Kiwis, so I'm sure they get at least the reference to the where that's come from. But we were going to say when we get 20 Patreons, because look, it's a long story. It was originally $4 a munch instead of $4 a month. And then,
That's right.
And then it changed to, if we can get 20, we'll do 20 fucking snacks. We'll choose a bunch. We'll do a snack stream, basically.
There was a period of time on this stream where we would be constantly profiling Kit Kats, Turkish
That's
delight,
right.
various bits of food, and then it moved into kind of minuscule foods.
Which we still have a very small food that I would like to show, but I don't know if we don't have it available right now. Maybe we'll put it up in the Discord. Yeah. Discord. Join our Discord so you too can see this amazing small food that will.
How do you find the Discord?
I've
Do you
just
have to get invited?
I've just chucked a link up in the chat so people can just click that and they will get instant access, which is nice and easy. Cool. All right, let's get on. Let's get back.
Let's get it on.
Get back. Paul McCartney headlining Glasgow the other day.
I heard something about him. Did he do something wrong? I saw
Depends if you're a fan.
Yeah,
I saw
music.
some sort of tweet that made it seem like he had done something bad. You know how it is these days.
You mean all tweets?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Somebody's done something wrong.
Yeah.
I need to tweet about it.
Lyndon Hood said they had ice cream sandwiches on Dice Legends So it's our move. Okay, well, we had an enormous Kit Kat. Okay, so maybe
Yeah.
it's.
Oh.
Did they have enormous ice cream sandwiches?
It's not our move. It's,
And then
They
Joe and
have
I
to
like double-ended it as
patronize.
well.
Yeah.
okay, so
Awful.
I don't need to describe it like that.
It was the,
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that description.
when you, I always think of you guys as Lady in the Tramping it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's probably a bit better than double-ending it.
Lady
Yeah.
in the Tramp.
Yeah,
So
say
double,
it again.
double-ending
Say
it.
a third time.
Double-ending it makes it sound a
There you
little too Requiem for a
Well,
Dream.
that's how Disney describes it, isn't it? Lady in the Tramp, double end some spaghetti. Why did we even go there in the first place?
All right. For any viewers who haven't seen Requiem for a Dream, no, we won't go into that.
I refuse to watch it because I don't want it to ruin Labyrinth.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I just know what's in it, and then I haven't.
Oh,
Yeah,
great. It's a great movie.
that's
I've
what
only
I've
watched
heard.
that scene.
All right, so
It's like if you like Basketball Diaries, you'll like Requiem for a Dream.
I actually did like Basketball Diaries. It's a pretty good movie.
What's basketball?
Depressing as shit, but it's a good
It's
movie.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's it.
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
That's also good. That's also a good movie.
Prefer one infinite jump. For basketball.
I can't see Adam.
You're
He
not
disappeared for me, but he's back now.
Oh,
sad. Can you see me now?
No.
I'm going to restart. I feel like I'm the only one who hasn't restarted, so I owe you all one.
all right. It's just-
Oh dear.
we'll just wait for that.
So what? How many patrons do we have to get to the snack stream?
We got to get
Is it-
9 more.
9. That's not that many. You know, if we started streaming actually weekly, we might actually get there. We've been
doing
having
it.
we've been having about 4 weeks off, 1 week on.
It has,
Seems
look,
like.
it has been a bit rough, but we've gotten into a better flow of it recently.
We've been
Very
good lately,
recently.
haven't we?
Yeah, yeah.
But I like your glass half full. Thinking that it's not that much.
I know,
anymore.
I know.
True.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, how many followers have we got? Like,
How many
Is that
followers
a
do we
thing?
have? We're currently sitting
didn't
at
we reach 1,000?
we're at 1,007. 1,007
Wow.
followers.
Yeah.
So if you
And
could
what does that
all
mean?
if you could all just join our Patreon, that would be fucking. I don't know if we're doing 1,000 snack stream, but
Well,
we
we
did
would.
21. 20. What does it mean that we have 1,007 followers?
No, I said we would.
No, no, Adam asked, what does it mean?
Oh, sorry.
It just means we have 1,007 people that have clicked the button that says follow these guys, so they get alerted when we go live,
All right.
which is pretty cool.
Cool.
All right. Can everyone see everyone? Can everyone hear everyone?
Yes.
Gee. All right. Sorry.
Well, Joe was frozen for me with the thumbs up.
That's ironic.
back
Believe
in.
me, that's not the enduring message that she's conveying.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't trying to sound. I feel like that was interpreted as me sounding angry, but I actually was just trying to be enthusiastic.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Alright.
If it was enthusiasm, then I'm all for that. It's good. The hour passes as you all rest. Is there anything you all need to be doing during this rest? I know we've kind of covered American and Baron. Baron, you might get another hour with that book maybe, or do some fancy designs on this wagon, whatever it is. Destroy the wagon. I don't know what you want to do to it.
Yeah, I could probably get my skeletons to do some cool etching on it along the side.
Okay, Greg will be happy. Bill, is there anything that you want to be doing during the hour waiting for
So we're gonna
sunrise?
Have a wee nap.
Okay, cool. Anything for Morley?
Yeah, I've got that book, and I've given it like 2 reads already. It was like a book
yeah.
of wisdom or something. There was something about wisdom.
Yeah. Let me just bring up some details on that. If I can find. You don't remember the name of the book?
It was
Oh,
like
here
if
we
you
go.
read it, if
The
you
Tome
read it
of-
for 20 hours or something.
Tome of Understanding. Yeah, so how many hours? You probably only spent maybe 4 or 5 hours with it so far?
I've had it for like 2 full nights of like. Obviously, I'm a half elf, but
True. Actually, that's a good...
yeah.
Does that mean you take advantage of not needing a full 8 hours? That doesn't, right? You need to be a full elf for that.
Yeah, I don't think I get that.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you've had it for you've had it for like 2 days. You've only had it for a couple of days so far. So we'll say that you've put in about, including this little hour stint here, managed to put in 5 hours. You've still got a lot of time you need to spend with that. So if there's ever a time that you guys want to prep for something, we've talked about this before, and you want to speed past some time, then we can sort of move everything together.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with that in mind, I'd like to be reading the book in the back of the wagon as much as I can.
Okay, yeah,
unless
great.
someone else helps me. I mean,
We'll help you
unless
read.
Unless someone needs my help with something, then don't think I'm off limits just because I'm reading. But
Just sounding the words out for Morley. Okay. All right, you guys are all just relaxing, taking it easy. You're all relatively chilled despite the weight of the goal that sits in front of you. And it's only an hour before that the darkness seems to recede a little bit, and the dark sky is slowly replaced with a golden sheen underneath the carpet of clouds above you. So it's definitely looking to be sunset now. And it just so happens that the hole in the attic... I don't know if you guys have all just chilled out back inside the mansion during that time?
Wait, did you say sunset?
Sunrise.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, oh, I'm terribly lost all of a sudden.
Yeah, were you guys just all chilling out inside the mansion waiting for this, or...?
Yes.
Yep, okay. Anything that you're going to do with the dead mongrel folk in the attic?
I know. Brian, do you need this? I'm sorry, it's very unsightly. Why don't I just mold some earth and get rid of it?
Does seem a waste, but yeah, okay. Thank you.
Well, do you want it or not?
It's a hymn, Joe. It's a hymn.
We can make more later.
Unfortunately, I fear we will make more corpses. It seems to be our fate in life.
Thanks
All
for
right.
asking.
I shall send him back to the earth where he belongs in peace. And I'm going to spend some time doing a ritual over him and returning him to the earth.
The other thing that you've realized now with the skull sitting in this carriage with the 2 horses in front of it that's going to be pulling it, there's probably only room for 1 or 2 people in the seat either side of the skull protruding out from the back of the carriage. So you're going to need to utilize another form of transport maybe for the rest of you, unless you're traveling at just walk speed.
Oh, so I was imagining it was a big room, basically like a normal carriage with a skull on top. But is it a tray?
It's like a
truck.
Yeah. It's basically just like a tray. Yeah, it's a big tray.
Okay. Well, how fast are we going to be traveling, everyone?
Can we ride the horses as well?
You could definitely get a person on each of the horses for sure. Maybe 2 if you.
So
They're pretty strong looking horses.
Did you say there's 2 seats on the carriage?
There's 2. There's enough room at the front for 2, and then you could probably put 2 people on each horse as well.
It's
gonna be pretty cramped.
Skeletons.
And these horses traveling, not dashing, but normally traveling, are they like 30?
40 feet
40 feet.
at normal speed. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my skeletons can dash alongside
Okay.
at 60.
Okay, great. So they'll be able to sort of keep pace with that. No problem.
And I will try and cling on to something. Or
Okay, well,
a spare seat.
I mean, that pretty much sorts it out. You could have 1 on each horse and then 2 at the front of the carriage, and the other,
Okay.
and then the skeletons either side. Who's going to be taking one of the horses?
I shall.
Can I get an animal handling from both of you, please?
I shall.
American, don't forget, every roll until your long rest is at advantage.
I've rolled a 7 plus 8 for 15.
I rolled a 3 plus 3.
Okay. Okay, great. Good to know. Good to know. Everyone gets into their position. So, Bill, you take a little bit more to get up onto the horse. The horse isn't really enjoying having someone on top of it, riding it. It's used to pulling carriages, not being ridden. American, you spend some time sort of with the horse, and there's an understanding between both of you, with you being a druid, with it and it being an animal. There's a sort of a bit of a kinship there, and it accepts you onto its back with ease, and is quite happy to be in your control. Baron and Morley, there's a seat either side of the front of the skull on the carriage for you, of which you mount, and the skeletons 3 each side of the
Yep, there should be
carriage.
7 skeletons.
Oh, 7? Okay.
But,
okay.
yep.
Okay, cool. And you make your way north into the center of Vallaki before heading west towards the exit of town. Now, the town is starting to waken with the rise of the sun as well, but no one is really milling about outside. There's a couple of glances out of windows as blinds are sort of shutters are opened to let in this morning. Morning light. I wouldn't say there's much sun, but there's definitely some morning light. And as you reach the gates, Greg is standing there waiting. He's got one hand in a salute with his pike in his other hand, and the gates are already open and ready for you to go. And he says nothing. He just looks at you all silent with a salute as the wagon moves past. He closes the gates behind you. Good luck out there. Good luck. That's all he says. But that's it. You ride out west of Vallaki, leaving it behind you.
Another depressing day in this hellscape we call Barovia.
Well, it's about to get a lot more depressing, I think.
Oh, good.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want it to be like
about
worse.
about half an hour passes before you reach the base of the bridge leading over a small river outside of Vallaki. And the American, you feel the startings of the first drops of rain landing down around you. And it's only a matter of seconds before it goes from just a light rain drizzle to full-on thunder and lightning just lighting up the sky. It's just big explosions of thunder just kick in, and it just darkens. The whole area darkens and by the time you reach the opposite end of the bridge, the whole sky is dark with thunder clouds, and there's multiple just cracks of lightning and thunder, so much so sporadically and so quickly and intense in one go that you can't help but look up at the sky. American, just for a split second, you think that you can see in the clouds the shape of an angry face peering down at you from within the clouds, just miles long. This angry visage of Strahd filling the shapes of the clouds themselves. And there's another burst of lightning and the crack of thunder as that face disappears. And all at once, there's just a cacophony of wolves, the howling of wolves from the woods around you.
Probably not
Did you
ready
see
to look
that?
at this point, am I?
No. Bill, did you see that? Did you see that in the sky? The visage of Strahd.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm glad we left when we did. I'm glad we didn't have this ire drawn down on Vallaki. Hopefully we can make it to Argynvostholt.
As you're saying that, Bill, there's a more howls coming from you. You're all entering into the Svalich Woods at this point, and as the darkness of the clouds envelop you from the top, the darkness of these woods just wrap around you in all directions, and there is a howling and a growling as a wolf launches out of the Svalich Woods and just bites down into the hind shank of one of the draft horses. It's the one that American is sitting on. It's rolled a 19. Actually, I need to see what their stats
It'll
are.
definitely hit.
This is just a normal sized wolf. It does hit. It's a 23 total. Let me just bring up. Sorry, it's got to roll for damage. It does 8 damage to your horse, American, as its teeth and claws just wrench their way down the side of the horse's flank, exposing it and it causing it to bleed out onto the ground. Your draft horse still has a decent amount of hit points. So it starts with a 19. It's taken 8 damage. And then as that wolf lands down onto the ground, there is just another series of howls from all around, and from every step of this path, your path is now lined with wolves of differing sizes and shapes. I will get a initiative roll from everyone.
Imagine if this is the thing that kills us all.
Just wolves
Yeah, just regular old wolves.
dying in a forest. Oh yeah.
They want the bone.
Wait, how do I click my token?
You won't be able
can't
to. You won't be able to click your token. I'll
okay.
add you manually.
Such a pessig message from Roll20. It says, you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but you didn't select your token. I know what you were trying to do.
I know you
idiot.
wanted to.
So what did everyone roll?
I've rolled a 4 + 3 for 7.
7.
20 for me.
Okay.
Somehow, despite my horse being the one that's bitten, I have the slowest reaction speed out of everyone.
Ooh.
I got a 19.
Well, I guess you
Cool.
could say you'd probably like end up getting pretty shaken and like having to regain your balance. So maybe it does make sense.
And Bill, what did you roll there?
22.
22. Okay, I need to add some wolves onto this thing as well. When I say it is like lined with wolves, it's so dark that you can't even really tell how many there are. But as the horse is galloping through, you're just seeing wolves emerging in front of you and behind you. There's too many to count. Let's add the wolves. I've just put that massive token on there so I can add the wolves in. They aren't that big. And obviously, Shannon, your skeletons will go at the same time on your turn as well. Okay, top of the order is you, Bill. Bill, you haven't really noticed what's happened on the side with American. All you're seeing now are these snarling wolves getting closer. The closest being easily 20 foot in front of you at this point.
Okay. Are they all kind of? Can you tell me their positioning? They're just kind of lining the
Lining the road.
path.
Yeah. At this point,
Okay.
there's none on the in the way of the horse and carriage at this point, but they could be soon.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading something.
Oh. Are you gonna bust out a spell for us?
Something like
Is that what Bill says? Sorry, I'm just reading.
Quickly reading.
I'm just
yeah.
reading something.
I used my turn.
By the way, it's also no sort of coincidence that this is happening just at the worst time. You're all feeling completely... It's easily nearing 6 in the morning at this point. It's been more than 24 hours since you had a decent night's sleep. And from here on in, you all have a point of exhaustion, which means all ability rolls will be at disadvantage.
Ooh.
Not attacks, thankfully, just ability rolls.
Okay. I am going to reach behind me and pull out a strangely shaped instrument. It's sort of like a it's sort of the length of a flute, but it has this strange kind of head to it. It's not like a you guys. It's the face of a lion.
Oh, okay, yeah, that
This
is
thing.
cool.
And I'm just going to kind of hang off to the side in the front of the horse, put it to my lips,
Okay.
wait for Adam to stop laughing, and when we get within 30 feet of the wolves, I have an action.
All right, so like I said, the closest wolf is already with about 20 feet away from you, emerging out of the woods.
In which case, I am going to use the Horn of Blasting.
Oh. We've had that for like a year.
We have had this for about a year.
What that whole setup, just to eventually now just call it the Horn of Blasting, was fantastic.
Yeah. I enjoyed making both Adam and Shannon giggle at my horn. My flute with a strange head. So each creature, so it's a 30-foot cone,
Okay.
and each creature in the 30-foot cone must make a DC Constitution saving throw of 15.
Okay, cool. That's going to get like 4 wolves, two on each side.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
What did they have to roll?
They had to beat 15.
We got 15, 19, 12, and 10.
Okay.
Hey, 50-50 ain't
It's 50,
bad.
you get the front two. The front
Yeah.
two get hit by this.
The horn
Okay,
of blasting
so-
goes. "Mwah, mwah."
Oh man. Oh, the roll's not bad.
No, that's not
So
a bad
they
roll.
they take 20 damage, and the
Whoa.
ones who saved take half.
What kind of damage is that? What is that
Horn.
horn damage?
Horn damage. It's actually thunder damage.
Oh, okay, cool. So you like blow on this thing. So that's you blow on the horn, and just this thunderous sound just like emanates out of it and down in the path in front of you through the Svalich Woods. Is that right?
Exactly.
And two of them, just the two at the front, just get knocked by them, and you can just hear the shattering of their bones. Kapoosh! That gets joined in with the sound of the thunderous blast of that horn. The other two, they get half damage from that.
They get half damage. Yeah.
They also get knocked down into a prone position, but they don't die. But they are whimpering on the ground.
Okay. Did the other ones die?
The other two just died. Yeah.
Okay. This does have a drawback, this horn, which is why I've not used it yet.
Oh.
The brown note.
Exactly. Each use of the horn's magic has a 20% chance of causing the horn to explode.
Oh, a 20% chance.
So
Is that D4?
I suppose
Is it?
I suppose I no D5.
No, that's a D5. D5.
So
Or just roll a
Just
I'll roll a
100.
I'll roll a D100.
Yeah.
and if it's 20 or lower, then it explodes.
Okay.
And it deals a bunch of damage to me.
Oh shit!
Does it deal it to you, or is it like blast radius type damage?
Oh shit!
The explosion deals 10d6 fire damage to the blower and destroys the horn.
Okay, so just the blow. Oh man. Okay,
That's a hell of a high chance.
that is
10d6.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Mouth
Because
to
it
the
only does
horn.
5d6 damage normally.
I saw the 20 from
So
my
did
last
I.
roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
I rolled 46.
What does Bill think? Because Bill knows this could backfire, so he's like pulls out the horn, just blows as hard as he can.
Yeah, I had to commit to it.
Yeah, and it's fine. The horn remains intact. Anything else from Bill?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, Morley, over to you.
Bill, what a great horn blow! And then I'm gonna fire off so you say there's 2 wolves left?
Oh no, there's
Or more.
as far as you can see through this path of the woods, the path is just lined. So it's at least 100 feet in front of you. You've got maybe 20 wolves on each side, which is down to maybe 18 wolves on each side now. You've got wolves behind the cart as well that are keeping pace with the horse and cart and the skeletons.
Oh, that's much worse than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'm just gonna start firebolting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cantrip for me, so I can deal them out pretty rapidly. So I'm just gonna start looking at the wolves that are closest to us or posing us the most danger in the immediate, and I'll roll a 2. So on to the next person, I think.
The firebolt just shoots out and slams into one of the trees above one of the wolves.
Forest fire, right?
Forest, not in this weather.
No excuses. No.
Anything else, Morley?
Nah.
Okay. Baron, over to you.
Okay, I am in awe of this bardic skill of the horn blowing. Because we knew that it was dangerous, right?
Bill did, that's for sure. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know if he shared that with everyone.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use my last 4th level spell slot, and I am going to cast Sickening Radiance out the front.
Wait, does that mean we have to drive through it?
Are we driving?
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
at this point in time, it's like a freeze frame while you guys.
I
are
thought
all
we had
moving through.
stopped.
No, because
Okay,
if
well,
you
I
s-
won't.
If you stop, then these wolves behind you are going to grab you as well. So
Yeah, I thought we were going to kill them out front and then shoot them out of there. Okay. Well, if that's not.
well,
not
you might. I
stopping, I'll
mean,
cast.
it would be up,
Fireball.
The
it
ones
would be
behind
up
us, if you
to
want.
American and Bill to decide whether it's stopping. But at this point, there's been no stopping.
Okay. Well, I'll cast Fireball out the front.
Okay. Oh dang.
So it needs a Dexterity saving throw of 17, or get 27 fire damage.
And it's
It's a 20-foot radius.
20 foot
sphere.
radius. Okay, 40. Yep. Okay. 1, 2. What do we have to beat? Over 17. There's only
17.
3 that get over 17. So out of the 8, 6 of them just get engulfed in that fireball. So just that small pinprick of flame shoots through the air and lands into the middle of the track in front of you, and just explodes into this this fiery ball, wiping out, just torching 6 of these wolves. 2 on the outskirts are just left singed. They get half the damage. Is that right?
13 damage, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry, that's all 8. All 8 of them are gone, just in this fiery ball.
Oh.
just this yelping sound just fills the air, and it is returned with the howls of wolves from within and within the forest, as well as the ones that are on the tracks with you at the moment. So there's probably about another 10 in front of you at this point. What are your skeletons doing?
Ah, right. So if they can, well, I guess 3 of them are carrying a mirror. So the remaining
Yeah.
ones can. I don't know if any are in range of swords or just short bows. Do you think is more likely?
There's probably 2 near the back that could use swords on maybe on 2 of the wolves behind them, that is like snapping and growling at them from behind. But the other wolves in
clear the
front
front.
are probably they're maybe a good 40 feet away at this point from you guys.
Okay. Okay. Well, they'll all do their bow and arrow, short bow. So that should be 4 of them, I guess.
Okay, roll to hit.
9, 15, 19, and 24. Nat 20.
Three of those are a hit. Oh, nat 20, nice. Okay.
Okay, so they do 1d6 plus 6 damage. So 3 of them?
Yeah, with one of them roll double dice.
Oh, okay. So that's a 12, a 10, and a 10
Roll
with another
d6. It'll whatever you roll for that other d6 is a death. So all 3 of those, yeah, great. All 3
A 6.
of the wolves that they've targeted all drop as well, leaving 5 left off in front of you. Is there anything else?
Good work, skeletons.
Yeah, that was great. You guys have taken pretty good care of these wolves so far. Anything else from you and your team, Baron?
No.
It is the wolves' turn, and the ones in behind are going to try and they've been keeping pace with it. So there's, I think, a couple of them are going to dash and try and close in some of that distance. So you're going to now have 3 or 4 that are close behind, within striking range of your skeletons, and maybe within biting range of the wagon itself. And the remaining 5 wolves in front all start coming in towards you with their teeth, beard, and they are all going to bite out at the horses. American, Bill, they're all just launching themselves out. So all 5 of them. All right, so we're going to start with the horses. So Bill's horse, it's rolling a 22, which is a hit.
Yeah. Imagine if it did. Imagine if the horse had AC of 23.
I'm not sure why it didn't roll the damage, so let's roll the damage. So that horse takes 5 damage. So it's still got pretty much all of its health there, so that's not a big problem. The second one launches itself up to Bill for a roll of 10, which will be a miss. The third one launches it towards American's horse with a roll of 17, which is a hit. Doing 5. Why doesn't it roll the damage? That's annoying. Doing 7 damage. Your horse is it catches it on the front, the top of the shoulder of the front leg, and it has managed to take out a big chunk of the horse's shoulder, and it starts slowing down, and is bleeding, leaving trails of blood all down its side. The fourth wolf jumps for you, American, with a roll of 7, which is a miss. And the last wolf, with a roll of 15, launches up at Bill once more, with a roll of 15.
15 is a miss.
Okay, that's good. And the rain is just pouring down at this point.
Sorry, 15 is meets beats.
Oh, meets beats.
I thought I was 16, but I'm 15.
Okay, let's roll that. That is 6 damage as the wolf launches up, grabs onto your forearm, and just tears down away from you as it lands back down onto the ground. And the rain is just pouring down at this point. The blood that's coming out of your forearm and the blood that's coming out of your horses is just being washed down onto the ground as the horse and carriage just trucks through this Svalich Woods. American, it's your turn.
Okay. The first thing I do is I use my bonus action and I lean down and wave my hands over the horse while whispering in Elvish, "May you be healed." And I've cast healing words. Now I meant to upcast it to level 3 spell slot.
Oh, yeah.
So I've rolled 1 + 4 for 5. And then I get another 2d4 on top of that because I've casted it higher level. So I've rolled 5 and 5 for 10.
Okay, great. So you put another 10 hit points back onto this horse, which is good because this horse was starting to look pretty bad. Putting it back up to 12 hit points. And it finds the strength after your healing words to just power through. And the damage done to its shoulder starts like repairing itself as it continues through.
So there are how many wolves in front of us?
You've got 5. Well, there's probably at this point you've got 2 on your side, of one by your side, one by Bill's side, and then 3 sort of near the front of the horses and on another one on Bill's side. So 5 total.
Right. All right, well, I'm going to close my eyes and mutter, "I do not wish to harm these creatures, but I must. I call upon the power of lightning!" And I call lightning.
Great.
And because it's in a storm, I get an extra 1d10 to my damage.
So this is a dex
rolled-
save?
They have to do a dex saving throw. So I cast it directly centered around those ones in front of us.
So the 3
Obviously,
in front?
so
Yeah.
I think there's 5 in front.
Well, there's one on your side. Can you just pinpoint, or is it a radius? Sorry.
It has a 60-foot radius, so I'm going to make it so it doesn't hit us, but
Because
catching as many
there's
of the wolves as I can.
So I'll let you catch 3 of them there, because there's one on your side, one on Bill's side. To catch both of those, you'd have to be inside that radius.
Yeah.
But the 3 rolls completely fail. So the 3
Okay,
wolves get
so
hit by
they
that.
take 4d10 damage for 18 plus 6, so that's 24 damage.
Yeah, they just go. The lightning just strikes down into them, killing them on the spot. Just yeah, and they don't even have a chance to yelp as death takes them. Anything else from
Alright.
American?
American's eyes are crackling with lightning, and she looks incredibly intense and grim.
I love
That's
it.
my turn.
Love it.
Ashley runs in, pops out real quick though,
Oh yeah.
and waves his pedipalps on top of the skull as he plops down on front of it and tries to web one of them.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a roll.
I think he has a +5 to hit with that. So he rolled an 18 + 5 and tries
Great.
to web one of them.
It does. It succeeds quite easily.
That's one stuck to the road.
Yeah, it trips over itself as the web slams into it. It trips and just wraps itself more into it and sticks it to the ground. It is the. I'm going to say it's the horse's turn. As they have an attack move as well, which is called running shit over. Both of these horses, thanks to the healing powers, Joe, yours is feeling specifically emboldened here, and puts its head down and just runs, doing its best to try and trample over any of the remaining things. They both roll very well, and they do 9 damage. The wolf that has been webbed, draft horse just crushes it down with its on its skull, killing that one instantly, and manages to knock away one of the other wolves, which goes spiraling off to the side of the road as you move the horses on. So at this point in time, the horses, the carriage, and the skeletons are all now ahead of the pack of wolves coming up behind. All of the ones in front are now gone, and you manage to continue powering through the wind and the rain and the lightning and the thunder. The wolves behind you slowly, after 10 minutes, get tired and move back into skulk away into the woods. And the entire time that you are traveling through the Svalich Woods, you're just seeing the eyes of many wolves waiting to pounce. And occasionally they do. I'm not going to go through heaps and heaps of rounds of combat, but there are many attempts to both take out the horses, try and bite at the wheels of the carriage, try and take out Bill and Mirakin, the prime sources or targets at the front. And there are numerous attempts, and most of them are fended off with weaponry, whether it's the horses stomping over them or runs in, webbing them and knocking them off course and under the wheels of these carriages. It's after an hour, you can't even count.
Damn.
You can't even think of the amount of wolves that have been left bloodied and destroyed on this path.
Oh my goodness.
And it just seems like there's a never-ending bombardment of these wolves at every single corner that you turn on this path. What I want to get from everyone, just to do this a little differently, is I want to. I'm going to say there's been easily 150 of these wolves that you've taken out and have come across this traversal through the Svalich Woods. You've never seen or come across anything this intense in your travels within Barovia, and you kind of wonder why. Why now has it been the point where everything has now started to attack? I want to get a D100 from everybody.
I've rolled 47.
American, I want you to take off half of your hit points. This is the damage that you've taken from the wolves on your journey.
I rolled 87.
Bill, I want you to remove 90% of your hit points.
Remaining or total?
So you'll be down at of your of whatever's remaining. So take it down so you've got 10% left of your current total. Morley, the same with you, 50%, half your remaining hit points.
I thought I rolled well. I got a 93.
And same.
Baron, the same with you. I need you to reduce down to 10% of your hit points as well. This has been, while the type of enemy hasn't been new to you, it's just been the sheer numbers and the sheer exhaustion that you've been having, fighting back all of this with the rain pouring down, the wind at your face, the lightning just lighting up and showing you every time it burst, just the sheer number of these glowing eyes poking out of the Svalich Woods. The horses are moving at a slow pace at this point. Shannon, your skeletons, what are we going to do with your skeletons?
They're all good.
I want to get... you've got 7 skeletons. Give me 7 D6s. If it's a 1 or a 2, they have perished.
Okay. 3.
Safe.
5. 4. 5. A 1.
One of them...
A 6. I think that's all of them. Isn't it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more.
Oh. Where did my thing go? Oh, yeah. A 1.
All right, so 2 of your skeletons perished on the onslaught of the wolves. But don't worry, you did manage to kill the wolves that were attacking, that took out your skeletons. Spell slots. Spell slots are the other thing that obviously would have been exhausted during this fight. Bill, you've all got spell slots, right? All of you guys deal with spell slots. What kind of spell slots do you have at this point in time, Bill?
I have. Do you just want remaining?
Just
or
remaining,
total?
yeah. Just remaining.
I currently have 1 5th level, 2 4th levels, 3 3rd levels, 3 2nd levels, and 4 1st levels. I haven't used very many spells.
Man, you haven't. And to be honest, you don't throw around spells hugely. You quite often get in there with your rapier or your that blood spear and things like that. But this is a little bit different because of the sheer numbers coming at you. I want you to remove half of your spell slots. You can choose which ones. You can choose which ones. Whatever you think it would be reasonable for you and your crew being bombarded from all sides for 2 hours of travel. American,
Okay.
how many spell slots do you have remaining?
Do you want me to list them?
Just the number, just the total number.
3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You got 10 remaining?
Yeah.
You are a heavy spell user in general, but I also know that with your thunder spell that you did, was that the one where as long as it's storming you can still keep going, or was that a different one?
Here's the thing with that one. It's very dependent on whether or not I get hit and drop my concentration.
Oh, right.
So it's hard to say whether it would have been maintained. But let's say I didn't get hit, it would last up to 10 minutes.
Well, you would have been hit, but you would have used it a few times without worry. I'll get you to remove 5 of your spell slots, and you can choose which ones.
Okay.
Baron, how many spell slots do you have remaining?
I've got all my 1st level spells, first 4 of them. No 2nd level spells. 1 3rd level left. 1 4th level left, and 1 5th level.
Okay, I will get you to remove 1 of your 4th level slots, and all of your 1st level spell slots. Morley, you've got a couple of spell slots as well, right? But you're mainly
Big weapon guy.
And cantrips is like your witch bolt and firebolt. Are they cantrips or spells?
Well, my firebolt is a cantrip.
Yeah.
My scorching ray and my witch bolt are both spells.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess over half my spells are not like attack spells. They're other kind of spells.
Okay, how many spell slots do you have remaining?
5 total.
Okay, I'll get you to just remove 2 of them. You can pick which levels.
Cool.
The fight to get to where you are at this point has been grueling. Unlike, it has lasted longer than any fight that you've been through so far. You're already fighting with exhaustion, really, really creeping in on you this entire time. As mentioned, the horses are bleeding and at this point moving slowly through the final parts of the Svalich Woods as you turn a corner and see Argynvostholt atop a small rise. Let's move you onto Argynvostholt. Your tokens may not be in the right spot for this, but this should be good.
Oh, shit, we left Esmeralda in the pub.
Let me just...
Should be happy with that bullshit.
Sorry. I think this is everyone. Let's just move you guys over here. Although, definitely not that many skeletons anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's brought in some older ones as well.
I'll let you rename them at some point. Oh, actually, American, I'll get one last roll from you, and it's going to be a D100. This one is going to be a serious roll. Between 1 and 5, Ranzin has taken too much damage. All right, you're good. You're good. That was a 20% chance of Ranzin dying, by the way.
Aww.
You finally make your way up the mound towards Argynvostholt. The horses really at their end right now, pulling this ornate wagon with this enormous dragon skull within its grasp. The broken down mansion now standing in front of you. The only thing that you notice that's different right now are the 3 revenants standing to the south of your current position with glowing red eyes, moving slowly towards you with swords out. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Bro, if you wanted to kill us, you could have just said don't turn up this week.
Yeah.
Oof. Well, that felt grim and depressing. Like, this is, like, I think a good thing, right? Because it's atmospheric for Barovia. But, you know, often you talk about, like, the way Barovia feels. And, like, that was a time where I felt it. Like, it's just one thing after another.
Yeah. Bit of a low mood from that one. Yeah.
No, I was just trying to think of what the fuck I'm gonna do.
We had Operative Peanut resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Adam loves Twitch usernames. It's great. People are saying, I think that people like that ending. QSD says, I like how the situation's been described and handled. Squish says, shit's getting dicey, which it absolutely was. Xcat saying the vibe was strong with this one. Yeah. I think I needed to let you guys know that the land of Barovia was not happy with what you were trying to get done right now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Must be moving in the right direction if they're pissing off Strahd that much, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's a good omen in a way. It means, like, when we get this skull back, he's gonna be so mad.
American on her deathbed going, this is so good.
I am literally dying right now, but I feel like this is good.
We're on the right track.
What did you guys think about? Did you think it was a fair way to deal with instead of 2 hours of real time turn by turn taking on 150 wolves? Did you think it was a fair means of getting through
Yeah,
that?
it's good. It's good.
You happy with that? I didn't want it to play out too long, you know.
I think I would have liked 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, but
I kind of just wanted to be like,
I have to like do the whole thing.
yeah, I kind of wanted to just do a round of like setting the scene and then pushing through it. If I was going to do a second round, it might have been to wrap it up maybe. But I was looking at the time, I was like, I want to get to Argynvostholt.
I thought it was... Sorry.
Please go on. No, you go.
I was just going to say, I thought it was a great way to give the feeling of it being like continuous and arduous without, us having to sit in that for the whole time. My one bit of feedback would be like, maybe there's a chance if you roll a 1 or a 100, depending on how you did it, that you got off like really lightly or really poorly.
Well, if you had rolled really low numbers on that D100, then you absolutely would have done a lot better. But you guys all rolled 50s and 90s, basically. So I kind of gauged it on those. But I get what I needed you to feel like, I don't know, not many characters would get through like a solid 2 hours of combat without being damaged in some way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if Runzin had died in a cutscene, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
that
soon
would've
as I
been rough.
as soon as I said that, I was like, "Oh fuck! I gotta make the number really low because I feel bad if it was just like a single." By the
Oh,
way,
you can roll that, eh?
Roundsin died. Let's carry on, guys.
Anyway,
I would have felt actually as soon as I said that, I was like, instant regret. So I was glad you rolled high on that one. Yeah.
wow.
You could just make him banished for a while or something.
Yeah, I'd have to have done it.
I could
another
handle it. I could handle it
dimension.
if he died.
I do think Ranzan's lived a very safe life. Nothing's really
Yeah,
attacked him.
I always be squirreling him away into a little portal.
Yeah.
He's,
Which is not a
he's
bad thing.
He's no tank.
No,
He did
no,
eat
no.
his own brother,
He did.
if I recall correctly.
He did.
So
Yes.
He's ruthless.
Yeah.
Like a praying mantis.
What are you saying? He deserves to die? Is that what you're trying to imply?
Yeah, his time has come. He must pay for his crimes. His brother shows up
If-
from the other dimension.
If he dies, we can just go, well, he kind of deserved it. Ate his own brother. Next.
Dirty fucking spider.
Um,
Well, also Pierre and Wilbert died.
yeah, you lost a couple of
Right,
skeletons,
yeah.
yeah. Well, you were rolling so
How do you
well
remember
too.
them?
Sorry.
And now you got those revenants that have been following you around Barovia to take their revenge are waiting for you now as well.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio showed up.
And the beer.
And the beer. Fuck.
The beer might come later if we need a.
Yeah, we need a beer for these revenants.
Oh, yes. Bearican. Return of Bearican.
I would. By the way, during the prep stream, I was silent. I did mention that I wanted. I kind of was hoping that one of the horses was going to get taken out, so that we might get the return of American. That's what I was.
I
That's
don't
what I was
want to
hoping for.
be a beast of burden. It is
Well, you're not a
demeaning.
burden,
Never
Joe.
be.
Quickly, hitch me onto the cart. Yeah, that's cool. That's some cool druid shit. Not.
Every time you hope for American, mannequin is going to show up as
Mannequin.
punishment.
Remember
Oh,
mannequin?
you
We haven't
remember
done
Mannequin?
mannequin for ages.
I haven't done that for a long time.
Oh, mannequin. I don't like
Takes
that.
so long to load.
Gar says Berrican would fuck Leo DiCaprio up for sure. Berrican is a monster. She's great. Xcat actually said something really good, which I'll probably take on board if we get a similar situation. He said, next time you run something similar, might be worth considering adding some direct skill checks that players can choose what skill they want to apply in a given moment to sway the battle towards success or failure. So that's cool.
That's a really,
I'll
that's a
100%
really good idea.
100% take that on should something like this come back up again.
Well, we'd be
Retcon.
at disadvantage for all of those. So
That's a good
Yeah.
point. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
just like you all failed them. But
That would have
it's
added to the
such a
feeling, though.
pain.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. And if you managed to get 2 good rolls, you'd feel like a king among men.
True. Yeah. But no, that's a really good point. Not sure what I would have done for this specific. Well, I suppose. Yeah, no, okay. I could have. I was just doing stuff off the top of my head, but I'll put some thought into that for if there's a next time.
I want to know what everyone else thinks, but I would like to have had one more round of combat. Or would that be too late? I don't know. I do like the battle aspect.
Well, you got some revenants right here. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about in the wolves.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what other people thought. Or are they
Mm.
more happy to skip? I'm just curious.
Yeah. No, I'm curious as well.
It was fun. It was like what are those? I'm
Imps.
blanking. The Warriors games. What are they? Not Hyrule Warriors. What are those ones called? The Muso games.
Oh,
I thought you were making a rugby reference.
I thought you
for
were
a
talking about
second.
rugby league. Yeah.
Oh, not the Highlanders. Hyrule from the Legend of Zelda.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors or the Muso games,
Yeah.
where you fight hundreds of enemies and they're just exploding, flying up in the air and stuff. That's fun.
Mm.
That's when Fireball actually works, because normally it's useless against 1 or 2.
Mm.
It's like a waste if you're shooting at 2 things.
Anyone else? Was it
Does
a
anyone
yes
have
or a
any-
no?
Does anyone want to answer the question or not?
Either one, I'm not fussed.
Okay.
Two rounds would have been fine. One round was fine as well.
I was ready for a second round because I failed pretty hard in the first round, but I
Yeah, I'll see-
immediately got the sense that like I was really going to be up against it, and so I was glad you expedited it. And to be honest, I'll kind of take the hit points. I think it feels like a fair summation without having to role play it out. But yeah, I reckon one more round I would have been good with. But
Okay.
yeah,
It's just I totally get it. Like it's a subjective thing. Yeah, I don't want to drag it out too much. It's you know, I would rather you want more than you be like, oh, that went on too long. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But good to know. Maybe, like I said, if this comes up again, I've got some thinking to do about different ways that could go down. So it's a nice little learning experience for me.
I really like that skill check idea because that means you can give your moves a bit of personality as well. Even if it's like expedited, you still have a bit of like flavor to it.
Yeah.
I guess in some ways it's kind of like the chase rules in Cthulhu, and we all know how simple those are.
Oh yeah.
Easy to remember.
I'm out. I've got off.
But they will have checks along the way. Like you basically have a line of 4 dots or whatever, and you can succeed or fail at each of those.
Well,
And that
D&D's got a
series
sort of
quick rolls.
D&D's got a similar thing with their chase rules as well, which is you have your turn and then you roll something, and that dictates what happens at the start of the next person or the chaser's turn.
Oh.
So it means you can, like, someone might walk out in front of them if you roll a certain thing and trip them up and that kind of thing.
But rather than like necessarily like a chase or whatever, but just like a series of those checks, like you're doing.
Oh yeah.
I think that could have
Like
made
an
it.
action movie. Like, oh, they're coming up to a
100%.
bridge. How are they going to
Yeah,
get?
exactly. Yeah, you could do the bridge, and like, will you fucking destroy the wolves at this stage, or will you take a hit to your hit points?
Yeah. Well, the other thing
could just be one roll.
The other thing I was thinking is instead of specifically a second round, while we're expediting the whole thing, we can go to each player and be like, what is a move you're going to do and how does it look and blah, blah, without worrying about the rolls, just letting it happen and play out. So each person gets like a big hero moment throughout that expedited scene.
Yeah.
That could be.
I could
that could be
actually
mind.
play like a whole session if it was like a whole session that was just an epic wolf chase. Could be kind of cool. If it was, had different pieces to it. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I remember I made an army out of just pieces of paper or whatever, and the players could move them around. They were all like dinosaurs and other creatures, or rangers and stuff. It was like an army of rangers, and they could move them against the other opposing army just because they had raised an army. And it's some sort of payoff there, but it's very difficult to come up with your own freaking rules and fit them into D&D, because it's basically you play a different game at that point.
That's right.
It's sort of like it's a gauntlet, right? So you're running a gauntlet. There must be a gauntlet thing. I think
Wizard needs food.
I think I have heard of something similar to the skill check thing as well. I think that's a great suggestion.
Xcat also said they've seen some people use nat 1s on a skill check count as 2 failures and 20s count as 2 successes, and the challenge requires a total number of successes to pass.
Yeah.
And things happen at different numbers of failures.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool as well.
That is neat.
I listened to 4 Orbs, another D&D actual play, and quite often they have like long journeys or something where skill checks will be required to see how successful you are on the journey. It kind of reminded me of this journey through the perilous woods.
It's cool doing stuff like that because exploration and like travel and stuff is so can be so matter of fact in the normal D&D rules, and it's supposed to be like there's supposed to be combat, social, and exploration, like the 3 pillars of D&D. and like exploration by far is just a bit of a meme in the rules as written. It's like you go twice as fast if you're with a ranger. Okay, but like, do we run into anything dangerous? No. Well, doesn't matter if we go twice as fast, does it? So, because we're not going to do it in real time. So what's the point?
Yeah.
So doing stuff like that to make it really cool. I remember we did an exploration session with no tokens and thing once in Storm King's Thunder in the wind, like in the frozen north. But yeah, I think
those were I think there was a chunk of Storm King's Thunder where I was away, and I think I came back right as that was wrapping up. So I think I missed.
Right.
I think I missed that part, unfortunately. Well, I guess my goal was to make it feel like when you got to Argynvostholt, you'd been through hell. So if that's what you feel your character's been through, then I'm happy with.
We've arrived at hell.
You already achieved that, but with the encounter with Greg.
All right, good night, everybody.
Amazing.
I lost half my motivation points. Just talking to Greg.
Rounded up.
Cool. I've got some prep to do next week for what is next, I guess. I was hoping. I wasn't sure where we were going to get. I didn't know how long it was going to take to get away from Wallachia. I wasn't sure how long the wolves were going to take. I was maybe hoping to get through a little bit of what was happening at Argynvost, but I think it's going to be a great moment. I think it's going to be, this whole area is going to be great next week. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Gar in the chat says Greg for MVP, so we'll give inspiration to Greg for next session.
Oh, yay.
Greg is definitely 3 Strahds in a trench coat. It was from Expat Darkness. Yeah. Actually, speaking of inspiration,
that's a good point.
Who has and who doesn't have inspiration right now?
I do have it.
I do. Thought I used it.
I don't have it. How good would it be if Greg just Kaiser says us?
Did you so both Adam and Bill, you don't have inspiration? Bill, I would like to gift you inspiration for the session for convincing Morley to go and chat to Greg.
No, surely it's got to be Adam for actually doing it. I feel like he deserves some sort of reward.
Inspiration is given for good ideas, Bill.
And you are.
No, I'll stop you there. He definitely fucking doesn't. He doesn't deserve a fucking thing.
You're allowed to gift your inspiration, so I'm going to gift my inspiration to Adam.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
And blowing that horn was pretty high risk.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't blow that horn out anymore.
Well, I don't describe it as I like pull out an instrument.
I reach behind and pull out this odd
It was
thing
so
on a weird
laborious.
head.
It's a funny
Out as
head.
long as a flute.
Strangely
Pierce
shaped
my lips
head.
to it.
Ugh.
And I know the danger that it could explode in my face, but I blow anyway.
I
we'll
gingerly
take that
place
risk.
my lips upon it.
Okay, next time I use it, I'm really going to lean into that.
The horn of blowing. Was it called not a horn of blowing?
Horn of
Blasting.
Blasting, yeah. That was like the perfect punchline. It was great. Blasting.
Oh, it looks so cool too.
It was cool once we knew what it was.
Yeah.
Do I have a picture of it on my side, or is that horn of? When did you get the horn of blowing? I mean, blasting. I can't
a
remember.
long
It
time ago.
was ages ago. I think it was in fan.
Yeah.
It must have been.
Yeah, it was a long time
And we were
ago.
too scared to use it because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
like, this would possibly kill our characters just
I put
from
it-
one
yeah.
misfire.
Looks sick.
I like it. It's taken Bill like multiple levels, maybe 7+ levels to finally get the brave, the ability to actually get it in his mouth.
Yeah. HP.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. That was awesome. That was a good session.
Okay. Way to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And join the Patreon so we can do our
Yeah. Look,
stream.
we want to do the special stream. You guys want us to do the special stream because it'll be great. There's a link to our Patreon. Jump on it. There's a link to our Discord. Definitely come and say hi. And if you want to see, if you've just seen us for the first time, you want to see all our previous stuff, there's a lot of content on our YouTube channel or anywhere that you get podcasts. So definitely check us out. Thank you so much. And if you really like us and you want to support us in other ways, there's some really cool merch just underneath the stream, which looks super cool, and you should buy it. And it's great. The beanie's great. I bought the beanie for winter because I don't have the beanie, and I love it. It's fantastic. I don't have it now because it's hot right now in winter, and this computer's hot. It's very. Let's have a drink. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
That was when sales pitch.
Short circuiting. All right.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll be
be
here
hot.
at the same time
Oh,
next time.
This is officially the worst session ever.
Oh, I was expecting the middle finger, Joe. I thought it
Now
was
it's
gonna,
hell.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
right. You got a one.
I thought it was going to have flipping the bird. All
Really
right.
dies.
No.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us tonight. Have a good one.